Ramban says is that he's saying someone that goes to the doctor is only somebody that has no yirat shamayim. What does one thing have to do with the other? It says the fact that he has to go to the doctor, that means he's getting punished. Why is he getting punished? Because he made a sin. Why did he make a sin? Because he has no yirat shamayim. He has no yirat shamayim. That's why he goes to the doctor. So the same concept here. Somebody that makes certain sins, so there's a certain disconnect between him and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because there's a certain amount of disconnect between him and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that means he doesn't have full faith in Hashem. That disconnect doesn't only lead to sin, it also leads to lack of Bitachon, also leads to lack of everything else. I'm not going to go into Kabbalah, but I learned this once, is that the Kabbalists explain it this way. There is a spiritual pipes, if you will, that connect our neshama to heaven, that are connected constantly. So just imagine, imagine there's like a bunch of pipes or cords or whatever you want to call it that connect your neshama to heaven. Each one of these cords represents a certain amount of space, a certain amount of where you can get shefa, you can get reward from heaven. When a person makes a sin, some sins literally cut off the cords. Now, karet, when a person, let's say for example, wastes seed, or violates Shabbat, or does goes to with a married woman that's not his wife, one of these karet, or his wife is nida. What does that do? What does karet do? All of them at once. Meaning that from that moment on, after he cut all of them off, he has to now rebuild. He has to rebuild. He has to do tshuva, rebuild the connections from the beginning. It's very difficult.
Why is the cutoff 50 or 60?
Because karet is 36 different things that Hashem Yitbarach says this is the deal breaker. Where this is the weight of the entire Torah on this particular sin. Where in essence, when a person makes such a sin, it's the equivalent as if he doesn't believe in him at all. Because Hashem says, okay, there's certain things that you shouldn't do. There's certain things that are not advisable. But there's certain things that if you do them, you're simply destroying our relationship. What is it like? A guy is married. His wife says, listen, yelling at me, I don't like it. I don't suggest you do it. Cursing at me, terrible. Terrible idea. Probably not going to talk to you for a day or two. Yelling and cursing at the same time, add another couple of days to it. Don't answer my phone calls, even more so. List goes on, but then it says she gets to the top, she says, listen, you hit me once, I'm not talking to you for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. But you cheat on me for a second, I'm divorcing you. The hitting is terrible. The cursing, horrible. Yelling, awful. But cheating, that's it. Every normal woman, every normal man, when they know that their spouse cheated on them, that's the end of the relationship. Why? Because that means that first and foremost, that person has lost all respect for the other person. Like they have no value for this relationship. Number two, they simply don't have them in their future as part of the plan. Why? Because you're taking such magnificent risks. Next point is, your heart is not with me. Your heart is somewhere else. Why? If you allow your heart to be with this woman and that woman and this woman and that woman every other day, that means there's something wrong. And the point is that anyone that thinks about it, the people that cheat, I don't mean that just simply somebody had a crazy desire, he got drunk or she got drunk and she did something. And no, I mean somebody that did it where it's like a relationship. They actually pre-planned this and so on. But even somebody that got drunk, it's also a very serious problem. And the reason why is because people that get drunk or do something stupid under the influence, it's not they didn't do it because they were under the influence. They've always wanted to do it before they were under the influence. Just that once they got drunk or high or whatever it is, they in essence allowed themselves to do what they've always wanted to do. So the point being is that there are certain things that simply That's the breaking point. Same thing where somebody that works for a company. Company can say, listen, if you tell us that you're working every day, but in reality you're cheating on the time clock. Every day 15 minutes, every half hour, no good. We're probably going to dock you. You show up late, we're probably going to take this. You incomplete your work, no good. But you steal from the company, finished. Why? Steal from the company. Or you take our trade secret, sell it to the competitors, cut off. Why? Because that pretty much, that shows that the relationship has irreparable damage. You no longer consider this relationship as something valuable. You are now hurting this relationship, which means that we have to end our ties. Now with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because He's not only our King, but He's also our Father, He doesn't want to disconnect from us. But at the same token, He's not going to give us a free ride forever. If we continue sinning with the irreparable damage type of karet sins, then we stay in that horrible status. But if we fix ourselves, then B'ezrat Hashem, we start off, Hashem says that we could begin as if nothing ever happened. The Rambam in Hilchot Teshuvah actually says that he gives a fantastic description of it. I don't remember every word by heart, but he says, the Rambam says, look at the Baal Teshuvah. Before he did Teshuvah, he was considered despicable, disgusting, abomination, ugly, awful, hated. But now he did Teshuvah, he's beloved, he's wonderful, he's beautiful, Hashem loves him. 1 second. Why? He did Teshuvah. She did Teshuvah. She decided to put on clothes. Baruch Hashem. She started to keep Shabbat. Baruch Hashem. Hashem considers the past disconnect, different person. Different person.